Hello, salutations. What it do? It's Sadot the Gamer, all father, dear again, none of vibes, like subscribe, let's get it. And welcome once again to the Aftershow Podcast. I'm joined by the ghost of Casual Avenger. The real Casual Avenger is currently eating deep dish, but his spirit will live on with us forever. But we have his replacement, co-host, money man, Fortnite enthusiast, Boston Celtics fan, JayShockblast. What's up, JayShock?
Hit the applause.
There you go. We got a lot to talk about. I know we might have some guests dropping in today to share some of their insight. This was a big week in gaming. We had Marvel Rivals after all the reveals. The leakers put us on to that. I've been covering that. We got the official gameplay trailer. We got, of course, the highly anticipated Stellar Blade demo that dropped this morning. I played it on stream. I appreciate everyone for hanging out and enjoying the play. It was very fun.
Stellar cake.
Yeah, stellar cake. It was stellar indeed. And of course, there's the elephant in the room. We had the official launch of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League Season 1. And it was an event.
It's actually called Episode 1. I just kind of realized that.
Episode 1, and oh boy. we'll talk about that, and we might have some people dropping by to share some thoughts about that. There's a lot to go over. But say what's up to the chat. Mikey Dykes was first. Welcome and congratulations, my friend. What's up, Champagne? So we got Eastwood, JayShockblast's elder companion. Marvel Nava Flow, my guy. What's up? What's up? Capte, the last Avenger standing. Appreciate all y'all. I'm sure some people were definitely playing that demo with one hand. I was using both hands because
allegedly
I played. I showed proof. I didn't play on IGN difficulty. I played on the normal difficulty, and it's basically like a Soulsborne game where you do that. So both hands and all eyes on the screen if you don't want to get killed. So we'll get into that a little bit, and I think I guess we'll start off with everyone's favorite game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So me and you, not too long ago, you were like, this is going to be big for them. The season basically has to go perfectly. Like, they can't have any major screw-ups. It has to go very smoothly. They have to fix the bugs, bare minimum, fix the bugs, don't introduce any new ones, have the Joker be fun, make the content, worthwhile, just an enjoyable time. And they did one of those things. The Joker is fun. Everything else, so yeah, I mean,
it hurts. It's frustrating.
It is. Oh man,
I'm honestly like, I just am over it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love the game. You know what I mean? I'm tired of having to feel like I have to say for every game, I love the game when it works.
Yeah, you've been especially having to go to war on Twitter.
And like I don't even understand where some people are coming from. Like people will just like say shitty things to be shitty, and then like think that they're like, you know, being like that, like they're like smart or something. Like I like nothing that I tweeted deserved any of the like pushback that it got. I mean, I don't understand like why these people can't just keep scrolling. Like I didn't ask for this. I tweet to the people that follow me. Like this mentality of, well, it's on public Twitter. I can respond to it if I want. I saw it. Like, okay, good for you. And if you do, I can like, you know, push you in a locker. All right. Like
Old
I'm
school.
tired of it. I just, you know, I pride myself in being interactive. Like I like when somebody's, you know, like responds to me, acknowledging them if I can. And like sometimes I think that like, okay, this is not like positive, but it's a conversation I can have. And then it just turns into like just the shittiest people, you know? And before you know it, it's gone like way too far to hit the eject button, you know? And I am just tired of it. Like I think we were all going into yesterday very excited
Mm-hmm.
because like this is what we've been waiting for. And it's the Joker. He looks fun. We wanted to have fun with it. And then problems started happening and we responded accordingly. So yes, we were excited and then we weren't, you know? Like and we obviously could see why it took so long to do maintenance. And
Yeah, they had to make sure it was broken.
I don't understand. Like there's some things about the way people are responding to this that makes sense and I don't have a problem with. There's also some things that I think are just completely irrational and stupid. You know, like I don't know, like I think it's completely fair to be upset about the severe lack of story content. Um that basically they just showed every time they showed it. Like and I haven't even actually done I'm able to do the Brainiac fight now.
Same.
I haven't even done it yet. So I don't
Also
even
same.
actually know like myself what actually happens after, other than people saying, yeah, what you saw in all those
I watched it. I watched Lejeune do it, so I know the whole thing.
yeah. So is there even anything more than what we saw?
No. The only thing that we didn't see is the video that goes along with the voice lines that Miller leaked already, which is when Joker says like, you know, put it in me. When the rumors trying to put inject them. Yeah, there's like a him and Harley don't even talk. She literally just says she just makes a joke about how she's over guys like him.
Hmm.
And that's the extent of their interaction.
Yeah, that's really severely disappointing. Like, obviously, I would not have gone about it the way that they did. But like, there's people like Jarv out there that were able to basically get the Joker for free in an hour. And you know, if I knew that tactic going in, maybe I would have done that. I got to 11 and I was like, I just want to stream as the Joker. Let's just get him.
which once again goes into the larger problem. This was not only was this not new player friendly, it wasn't old player friendly. Like there was no communicate. Like
Severe lack of
the
communication.
communication was fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like we're kind of spoiled. Like when you look at like Aaron over in Insomniac and how they handle their social media, we're almost spoiled at this point. There they dropped a blog on the on the season 1 day that told us pretty much nothing. Like it was so tone deaf. There were people who didn't even know how to, there were people who literally gave them $10 or 1,000 Lex coin to unlock the Joker, who didn't know how to unlock the Joker because the game doesn't tell you, and
it kind of does, but like there's like 7 launch screens that you have to go through, and I'm sure everybody just button mashed through them. Like it kind of tells you, and like once you see it, it kind of makes sense. But like
that's the thing. I can't see, and that's another thing. I couldn't even get to the launch screen.
Yeah.
I got the glitch that
Yeah.
freezes the game when you get to the end of the motion comic. So I had to join in or resume activity to jump right into the open world. And once you're in, there's no prompt. Like you go into this. I literally did this on stream. I went into the store. I was like, all right, let me grab the Joker because I heard what the grind was and that he was only 1,000 Lex coins. So I was like, okay, cool. You grab him, no message, nothing telling you what to do. You got to figure it out from there. They could have put all this in a blog. Like I had so many questions from people just asking how to unlock them. They could have.
Oh my god, yeah. I was getting so angry too.
They could have tweeted. They could have literally tweeted that. They could have put it. They could have put it in the blog so that people can explain. They could have explained how to, some of the faster ways to advance through. I found I didn't watch Jar's video, but I ended up playing Killing Time because someone in chat mentioned that they got a lot of levels by playing Killing Time. So I played Killing Time with the Joker, got up to Mastery 33 in Killing Time, and because when we played, I was at like 21. I was like a rank 21. So I did 2 Killing Times, got to at least Mastery 30, and I was at rank 40.
Yeah, I think it's embarrassing how easily all of this could have been avoided. If they just like they did a whole ass video, which they should have done too. Like the communication is my biggest issue. I don't necessarily disagree that like having to play a little bit to earn him for free is that big of a deal. Like you're literally getting a character they should be charging for free. Like you've been saying it since well before launch, they should be charging for the characters. Okay. Like if you want to get them, yeah, you should have to invest some sweat equity into it. All right. If you want to get them for free, I'm sorry, you're being a baby if you think that you should just log on and he should be free. Like they have said all along that the new content, new characters would be earnable. It goes all the way back to the FAQ. I know you found some language that like they obviously didn't think through properly, but
yeah, they said straight up all in-game purchases would not affect gameplay in any way.
Well, I mean, it technically doesn't impact gameplay in any way.
It's a literal character.
You just can't get the character.
It's an actual character. It is an item that it is a non-cosmetic item. Items that don't affect gameplay would be cosmetics, not an actual fully functional character. So they kind of messed themselves up there, but that's not even an issue. Like literally, obviously they should have just charged straight up. But the lack of transparency.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue for sure.
Lack of transparency. You led people intentionally, it seems, to believe that the only thing they would be paying for were optional cosmetics. Then you told people the day before, well, you still can earn Joker. You just got to beat the Brainiac boss fight. Or you can shortcut and get him in the shop. There was some pushback, but it was like, at the end of the day, it was like, well, they said all you have to do is be Brainiac. So whatever, you just beat Brainiac. It's not a big deal. Then you try to go beat Brainiac and you find out, actually, we're on a new Earth. So you got to grind up to rank 35. Then you can fight Brainiac.
Yeah. I think a lot of us expected a different process, obviously. We look back at like how Avengers onboarded new characters.
Yeah.
You didn't play as them right away, but you like led into them with story content. And I'm just baffled.
Not honestly, story mission, not one.
Like even like if you think about like the story missions that lead you into like the Superman boss battle and all that, like there's not a lot of cinematic to that. Okay, like you basically do a big mission and then there's a cinematic. I can't believe we didn't even get that, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I watched
that's
the beginning.
crazy.
You literally click on the Brainiac fight. You load in, you run straight to the objective marker, and then the fight starts. That's it.
Yeah.
That's you know what this made me sad when I realized what this update was. It was literally Cloning Lab. It was DC's Cloning Lab. This is, if anyone doesn't remember the Marvel's Avengers Cloning Lab, it was the last DLC before the game shut down, and it showed. Like you got Bucky, you got Cloning Labs, which was very cheap. Very, like, people were making fun of how cheap the cutscenes are. Everything about the update just felt cheap, and like, oh, they're clearly out of money. Even that had more substance than in terms of the story content.
Cloning Labs sucked though.
Cloning Labs sucked ass as a fight, but as a mission, I mean, it was a standard Avengers mission that ended with a uninspiring MODOK fight, but there was actual story content that led to Bucky. There was backstory. There was a whole thing between him and Natasha because they had a thing and they built on that. You know, they actually tried to have a little bit of that still in there. This one just is like, oh, well, if you want to play Joker, $10, or you can just farm the same content until you hit rank 35 and then play this one boss fight that gives you 2 cutscenes.
I do think yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. I don't understand.
I'm thinking they ran out of money. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, but like this stuff, for all we understood, all this stuff was like done. Like, was supposed to be done.
Or what? Like, that's the thing.
That was the 9-month delay. Like, they started preparing all this shit.
Or
I thought.
Or maybe that was just 9 months of polishing what they already had. Like, because at this point, I'm having a hard time believing when they had their full roadmap and they had the 4 seasons. I'm like, okay, because what Avengers is like, okay, they clearly they stopped doing roadmaps because they were running out of money. They had a skeleton crew working on the game. So it was like, okay, the content updates were getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So you know, Jane Foster, you know, from Spider-Man onward, the updates were pretty lackluster in terms of scale. And then it was just like, okay, well, that's because they're out of money. This one, they had, before launch, they had this whole roadmap planned out, all this content supposed to be, all this maps and missions and seasons and new character and everything. And then you get the update, and unless they're saving a substantial amount of content for episode 2, I mean, this is it. This is.
I think this is what they planned, and that they just severely underestimated how it would play out. You know what I mean? I don't think it's they ran out of money issue. I think this is what they thought was how to do it.
I think that might be worse.
and that might be the case, but I don't like the new missions, you know, the missions. I don't know what people really expected. Like, it was always going to be like new levels that felt like the other ones. They're not reskinned, okay, because they are new maps, but it's just like, you know, Call of Duty, you know, where you've got all these new maps. It's just, these are like, you know, unfortunately, they're all cityscapes, you know what I mean? Like, and this one just happens to be themed like the Joker. Their maps are not as dynamic as something like Call of Duty or Battlefield or anything like that, because you're supposed to be stuck in Metropolis,
right?
You know, so there's that is working against them a little bit. But I look at Helldivers, and that's the part that drives me insane. Like, all the Helldiver maps look the same too, you know, they're not like that drastically different. And I'm not saying that as a criticism. I'm just saying that as, you know, it's the same thing. It's just, for some reason, people can't wrap their head around the Suicide Squad format of doing these maps. I like the way that the that Metropolis changed. I think it's cool seeing it kind of jokerized, if you will. And I think the new maps are pretty cool too. I think some of the game modes are pretty cool where it's just quick in and out. Yeah, like no duh, you've got seek and destroy, and it's going to be the same thing every time you play it. You've got team deathmatch, it's going to be the same thing every time you play it. Yeah, I mean, I agree. So it just comes down to, do you like the gameplay loop? And a lot of people just don't, and I get that. That's fair. I have found that I feel like they made going around the city a little bit more valuable, especially when it comes to the battle pass, because contracts seem to be the only way to actually go through the battle pass.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because once you complete a certain amount of them, you'll get 350 battle pass points, and then
you need 1,000 battle pass points to advance.
Right. And some of the contracts, at least 3 contracts a day, are worth 350. And then as you go around the city, those little octopus things, the whatever knots, those will give you 50. Doing little things around the way will give you 50 here and there. So
so you'll probably finish it in 5 years.
Yeah, but that's the thing we were talking about though. With Fortnite, if I played Fortnite for 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to naturally raise my battle pass at least 5 or 6 times.
Yeah,
at least bare minimum. But probably more. And there are people that'll go through the battle pass very quickly. Within a week. And if that's what they want to do, if they want to play that much to be able to do it, they should be able to. I understand this battle pass is supposed to go for 90 days, but I don't know what to tell you, man. People want to unlock the stuff, and if they get done with it and decide, all right, I'm done until next season, or unless you release some skins I want to get, then that should be fine. It doesn't matter. They bought it already. I don't know.
Well, Miller had pointed this out on Twitter. It looks like it's going to be 4 months between seasons. There's a timer on the battle pass, so it looks like the new season presumably is going to start around July 4th.
It's 97 days. That's 3 months and a week. So I'm assuming that the season ends and there's a week in between.
Yeah, because they said there would be roughly some time, but in between once it ended. So but if it's July, say for Mrs. Freeze, then it looks like Deathstroke won't be 2024 at all. And
huge mistake.
And this is why I also brought up Cloning Labs. That was the last DLC before the shutdown. They had the final update, but that was it. I don't think we get Deathstroke. I think there's a very strong possibility that the last season is going to be the Gotham season.
I'm going to be honest with you. If this is what they're putting out for seasons, it should not take many people to put this out. I've seen games procedurally generate environments, more intricate than this. You know what I mean?
And because you also mentioned, that's why I'm curious what episode 2 is going to be like, because you mentioned the Miller, how they should just literally just move it around and just put Deathstroke next after Joker, and he just mentioned how complicated it would be. But if this is the quality of the content we can expect, fucking move it around.
He made it sound like, oh no, there's no way they could do that, but no. Looking at what we just saw, yes, they can.
Yeah, this was not like some intricate story-driven. No, it's like, okay, Deathstroke, put him in the shop, $10. Here's the boss fight. Here's the new look Metropolis. Here are some incursions. Call it a fucking day.
Yeah. I've said it for a long time. I understand what they're trying to do. Okay. I appreciate what Elseworlds are. I appreciate that they're trying to do their own thing and whatever it may be. But I just don't understand like why they can't like just shift it around. Like you can still do that, but those are luxury characters. Like those are not like you need people here.
Yeah.
So my criticism of Helldivers is spot on. It is a cult, okay? Like Helldivers is a very basic game, all right?
Spreading that democracy.
People like have build up their stories like Dungeons and Dragons in their head, and I love that for them. I'm glad people are enjoying it, but do not pretend that Helldivers is somehow, Ghost of Tsushima or anything deep. It's not. It's a game you shoot guns. It looks like every other game that came before it. It's cool that people are having fun with it. You shoot bugs, you shoot robots. It's the same map, only a little bit different, with a little bit of different lighting here and there.
Well, that's not entirely fair. Like that.
I mean, I'm making it pretty basic, but it's literally no different than what they're doing in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it's a little different. But it's not dramatic. It's not like
that's what I'm saying.
It's like you have a jungle forest planet, you have a snow planet, you have a desert planet, stuff like that. So it's not massively intricate.
Oh, wow.
But they'll have different environmental effects and stuff like that. But
that's fine. And I agree. And I agree with this completely. Simplicity can in fact be great. I understand that. I own Helldivers. I liked when I played it. I played it with Sadot. I played it with J-Kun Prime. I had a good time. My problem is that people keep coming in and saying Helldivers great, Suicide Squad bad, when there's really not that much of a difference between what they're doing. Yes, Suicide Squad is like broken as fuck. We get that, okay? Right. I'm not talking about that aspect. I'm talking about how they do the game. The way that people talk about Helldivers is as if it's the greatest achievement in gaming history.
I think it's because the bar is kind of in hell. It's like Suicide Squad is a bad live service game. Let's just be honest. And Helldivers is one of probably the best run live service games in recent memory. Like they don't reinvent the wheel, but they don't have to, because so many live service games fail because they don't do like the most basic and obvious shit.
Right.
And Helldivers does all of that and adds
like
a
communication.
little flair. Yeah, like they can.
And I celebrate their communication all the time. Their communication is like reinventing the wheel. Their innovation is the greatest thing to ever happen. Like is the way it should be.
It's like it's a game where it's like the devs are clearly having fun, and the players that the non-toxic ones are also having fun. Like the whole bit where they just stealth dropped a new type of enemy into the game, and then when people pointed it out, they accused them of spreading anti-human propaganda from the mystery. That's just fun.
Right. No, and I understand all that. My problem is I don't care about the price point of Helldivers. It looks like the price you paid for it. Like, okay, I get it. Right? It's not this like innovation in gaming. It literally is all the games that came before it meshed into one. I mean, it's not like Earth Defense Force did the whole shooting bugs thing too. Like it's not even like I thought
the game.
I actually thought it was Earth Defense Force when I first saw it. Like that's what I thought it was. So like it's fine. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I'm glad people enjoy it. I'm glad that it's nice and cheap. Like and you can do all that stuff and you can grind it. I just don't understand why people have to like throw it in other people's face that are enjoying something else.
Well, because that's how it works, Jay. You like a game that they don't like, so that's bad. You have to like the game that they like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I hope people feel this way in 6 months about Helldivers. You know, I can't, like, I don't know. Like, I feel the same way about that game as a lot of people do now about Call of Duty, or any other game.
To me,
Destiny.
Helldivers is going to feel, and it has more potential, but to me, it feels kind of like a better World War Z. Like, no matter what, it's just a fun game you can just drop into and shoot some. In the case of World War Z, shoot some zombies in the face. Have some laughs with the boys, play online, do some crazy stuff. At Helldivers, you just drop in, kill some bugs, kill some robots, help clear this, drop some cool weapons and call it a day. Like, it's a fun, low stakes game. It's great.
And that is great. And the price point shouldn't matter. Okay. Like, yeah, it's a $40 game. Great. Okay. Fortnite's free to play. Does that make it better? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of ways to look at it. Like, and honestly, like, I spent $60 on Helldivers. I think I got because there's like that weird extra pack, and like, I'm glad that they're doing stuff, but like, it's just the community. I agree. The communication, fantastic. The fact that, like, but like, we're talking about today. Oh, they launched Joker with no story. Dude, the only story in Helldivers is when you get you stick yourself in the demo or the tutorial, and then, oh, that's how I use a health kit. But that's literally the whole story.
But to be fair, it didn't market itself as that sort of game. Like, this is a Rocksteady superhero game. It introduced itself as having this big dynamic story. It has a story campaign. They're known for their story driven,
and that's content. The difference of the price.
And that's why people expected more story content, because
I agree. Like, even the main story is
incomplete.
Lacking.
It's incomplete. Yeah. And Helldivers did not market itself as a story driven game. It was hey, this is Starship Troopers. Go out, fight for democracy, have fun. That's what it was. So the expectations are going to be very different there. And Suicide Squad so far has that lived up to them, because it's like, okay, well, we're going to give you part of a story because we got to spread it out for the live service portion. And then you get to the major season 1 update, episode 1, and introducing the Joker, and there's no story.
But my favorite part about this is watching everybody see what I have to listen to all day and watch them all get pressed at valid criticism of their precious game. Like, look at how everybody's pushing back, but and I am being fair, I feel, and agreeing with you on a lot of what you're saying. The problem is that there is valid criticism here, that there is really not that much of a difference between, like, the gameplay loop, if you will. There is a lot of sameness to both games and a lot of games. And I just feel like Helldivers, for some reason, gets away with things that other games don't. And
because it's fun. It's got the memes.
There are plenty of other games that you could do that with too. So, and I'm not even using Suicide. Like, honestly, fuck Suicide Squad at this point. Okay, like, I have
clip that.
Yeah, clip it. I don't care. Like, make sure everybody sees that Jay does not always glaze Suicide Squad. Oh my god, I hate like, honestly, I feel like if you use the word shill or glaze or dick ride in any sentence talking at somebody about a video game, you are automatically disqualified from the conversation.
Facts.
Like, you are honestly the dumbest moron in existence. Like, you have no brain. You have to rely on things other people said to try to make your argument. That's just me.
Pretty much that. Did you see Angry Joe tried to stream the new season?
I saw people talking about Angry Joe trying to stream the new season.
I watched the I watched the last like half hour of it. They were not happy to find out that they had to either grind or pay $10 for them. And after running some missions and seeing how little progress they were making, they decided to watch the Brainiac fight on YouTube.
Who do they watch?
I think it was I forgot who it was. It wasn't Arkham Video, but it was somebody.
Not even somebody we liked. All right.
Not even someone. No, it was no one we liked. He just watched their video, and they got so bored that they skipped to the end of it just to see the cutscenes, and then he rage quit and ended the stream.
I've met Joe a couple times. I mean, I don't know him at all, but I was like, he was one of the few people I would say I was a fan of, like before I really like became a big in the YouTubing and whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes I do think he's a little bit of a baby at this point.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
There are way more successful live service games than GTA and Fortnite.
Yeah,
way more. Those are two of the most played. They're not the only ones. There are like so many successful live service games, and that's part of like kind of the misconception. Like most people want. I made this joke with a Captain in response to one of his comments because he was talking about how people are already bitching about Marvel Rivals, and I said the game that they want is a single player third person action superhero game based on one of a handful of characters: Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, maybe throw in some Daredevil. It has to be open world. The story has to be 100 hours long. It has the open world has to be full of stuff to do. That it can't be woke, so no black people, and it also has to have more post-launch content than Fortnite, but all that has to be free, and the base price of the game can't be $70. It has to be less. that has to be the perfect game.
Diablo, great example. Beloved game. Okay, I couldn't even get through it, man. It's just boring.
I remember someone actually brought up the Diablo. They said like they had straight up came out and said they didn't have enough time in season 1, which is going to be lackluster, and they apologized ahead of time. We didn't get that. We get like Suicide Squad. I mean, the fact that I was sitting there, not able to get past the motion comic, and nobody at Rocksteady was tweeting or engaging at all was fucking infuriating.
yeah, and it sucks because like, man, we just want to be fans and we just want to enjoy the game because like, God, I hate saying this.
Say it.
When it works, it's such a fun game. Like you and I have had a lot of fun like playing this game together.
Yeah.
Like Joker is a lot of fun.
Great. I got a great build. I'm cracked. I'm already running 100 mastery 144 missions with Joker, no problem.
But I'm so fucking sick and tired of logging on to Twitter and people acting like I really am the CEO of WB Games and I did all this. Okay,
it's your fault, Jay.
It feels like people feel that way. It feels like people like they see one tweet and they judge my entire life story. Okay, rather than just, even if you just look at my feed, you can see the constant evolution of, oh, I'm excited for this. Oh, I can't wait for this. Oh, this is going to be great. What the fuck is going on? Wait, why is this taking forever? Why am I not doing any damage? Like, you can see that evolve over my timeline. Like, I didn't know this was going to happen. Didn't
you know, Jay? Didn't you know?
No, because
weren't you in the boardroom? Weren't you in the room?
I thought for sure. I believed in them. I thought that we were gonna get something fun and good. I thought we were gonna get like, I don't know, like, you know, at least an hour of story content. At least an hour. I don't think that's unreasonable. That's about what we got out of like, you know,
the average
Black
Avengers,
Panther and
the average Avengers before before they basically ran out of money, you got basically like you could basically complete. It was, if you knew what you were doing, it was basically 2 hours of story content for the most part. With Black Panther being a little bit longer, like 3 to 3 hours, but you can speed run it if you had an end game build. But this what like when they said you had to beat the Brainiac story content, I was like, okay. I was expecting, okay, this is like going to be like 3. I thought it was going to be like the campaign, like 3-4 missions leading up to Brainiac, and then we unlock the Joker. And to not have any of that was wild. Have you seen the trailer? Have we seen the trailer? You must be new around here. Appreciate the 199. Yeah, we're gonna get to Marvel Rivals later after we're finished dunking on Suicide Squad.
Wow, I just I was just told that one of the community managers might have gone on break Wednesday before the Joker, so he was gone. So that seems like a very poor time for a very key member of the team to go on holiday and not have a backup plan.
Wait, how many community managers do they have?
I don't know. I think they have 2, right?
I only know Derek. I only ever see Derek.
What does Kane do? I don't know.
Kane, isn't he like game director?
No.
I'm pretty sure he's like an actual like dev. Like he just uses a front facing dev.
I thought he was also one of the community people. I don't know. I don't know. Kane is also a community manager. That's what he says. Kane is a lead community manager. Okay.
He's a lead community manager.
All right.
Lead CM. All right, yeah. I'll look at his profile. Lead CM at so it's Kane and Derek.
Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and I'm not gonna say one or the other. Obviously, it's probably gotta be one or the other. But I was told, if the person who told me wants to reveal themselves, because they're obviously watching, they can. But from a very trusted source, Holy went on break Wednesday before Joker dropped, so he was gone.
I mean, they still had one community manager left.
Yeah, listen, they have a whole PR team. They have a whole marketing team. Like, they've got all these things. Use it. Yeah. Like, we are, the two of us, I think, are two of the bigger advocates for this game. And I know we're both really frustrated.
I would say High Ruler is definitely the biggest advocate for the game.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like.
Do you want to get on here? You want to get on here? You want to get on this panel?
But you know what the thing is, though? The thing is, I've actually seen that as like a legitimate thing. Like, oh, game's dropping on Friday. I'm taking my vacation, and that's weird to me, because to me, in my world, like, all right, I think back to when I was at Bose, like when we dropped a new product, that was all hands on deck.
Yeah.
Like, that was no vacations during these days. We need everybody here to support.
This is the launch of season 1 of your struggling live service game.
Yeah.
and you had 8 hours of it.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, listen, everybody's got to take vacations. You got to take, I don't know if there's ever a good time. I can tell the bad time is, like, I don't know, when you are already doing terrible at communication and your new shit comes out, you know what I mean?
But even if they were both there, like, we've all noted that the communication has fallen off a cliff.
Awful. It's been awful. It's been awful. We've said it over and over again. Yeah, it's been garbage.
They now only communicate through, like, these pre-recorded scripted events. Like, you know, you had the pre-recorded video that they put up as a stream. It was basically just a pre-recorded premiere that they did, which was basically a sponsored stream. Like, it was, fine, sponsored pre-recorded video promoting season 1, and then they have the weekly blog, and after that, that's it. They don't talk to the community anymore.
Yeah,
they don't give any updates. Like, and it was completely different before launch.
Yeah, remember that like month or so before launch, when they started launching those whatever they're called, insiders.
Like they had the insiders. But even beyond that, like they had the Discord Q&As. They were like going back and forth with people on Twitter. They were taking all this feedback. They were dropping blogs. They were everyone was all hands, very active. They had all the front page people. They were very active. They were very, and it's not like the game was in like the best place. Like they were still getting a lot of pushback before it had come out. But they were there. They were engaging with all the people who were excited. And it's like, yeah, a
that can't be real.
Strongholds that can't be.
Like if that's the case, I mean, pack it up and get the fuck out of here.
There's no way that's true.
Like that can't be like we're just suddenly, oh, these are strongholds.
Send me the screenshot on Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter at Sadot the Gamer. Send me the screenshot. That's cap. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Yeah. I refuse to believe it.
I just don't get it. I guess Hyrule saw it.
If Hyrule saw it, I want to see it. Pull it up. I'll pull it up right now. Show me. Show me it right now.
That's
unbelievable if that's true.
Because like I'm out here as a fan trying to be positive about something I want the game to be successful. I want the game to do well. I don't think that's glazing it. I don't think that's I don't get anything out of that. You know what I mean? Like, other than when the game is successful, we are hopefully successful. Increase your fear rank by completing either the new stronghold missions in Metropolis or by completing the new incursions in Joker Elseworld until you... the new stronghold mission in Metropolis. What is the new... Okay, so that implies there is something called a stronghold mission in Metropolis.
The new stronghold mission in Metropolis, or go completing the new incursions. What the fuck one is the stronghold?
Yeah.
Hold up. I'm gonna pull up the game. I'm gonna turn the fucking game on, and I'm gonna look at the map. Fortunately, I can play the game because I figured out a workaround. If I resume activity and skips the intro, so I don't get frozen.
So the terraformer big cannons, those are the strongholds. That sort of makes sense.
That's the strong. Those are the strongholds.
Wait, they're the open world missions on the map.
They can't just be the open. So like the cannon, that big cannon thing, that was in the game at launch. They just took it away after you completed it. It's not a new stronghold. It's literally the same thing. It just that's the stronghold.
In a way, it makes sense that would be what it is, because if you think about what like strongholds are in Spider-Man, it's like, oh, I found a warehouse. Let me take out 25 bad guys. Okay, we're done with the stronghold. But
but that can describe anything like that. Right. That can describe the rooftop encampments.
Right. No, so I think what there's, how like you roll up and there's like, it's kind of like that mission where you have to like break the little cubes and then shoot the brain part out, and
the incubator mission.
Yeah, the incubator. Like, so like there's some of those that are just open world out there and you just stumble upon them. They're not, you don't have to like accept anything.
Yeah.
It's not like a Toyman mission or anything.
Right.
So I guess that's what it is. It's new because it's in Joker's Metropolis environment. Yeah. Yeah.
So when they said new strong, because they put that in the marketing material, new stronghold missions. This is not. It's the mission that you put in the base game that you took away, and then you just put it back in the game for season 1 and just made it permanent.
Okay. In the future, if you would like to tell me something that I'm not supposed to say, lead with that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I apologize. I didn't know. I thought that was like some kind of public knowledge.
Oops. Jay did oopsie. Also, Tricks Ridiculous, Mr. Cheese, Mr. Build himself, has officially declared that he will not be making build videos for season 1, episode 1, because the gear and the modifiers are that bad.
Yeah.
And I think he's right. I haven't played the I haven't beat Brainiac yet. I haven't done the incursions. I've only dealt with the modifiers for killing time, but I mean, I read them and they're pretty bad. But I can definitely tell you the Scarecrow gear is dog water.
I don't like it at all.
It's awful. I like because when I knew it was, I knew it was because when I watched that season 1 preview that you guys were streaming, I was while we were waiting on downtime, for maintenance, I like analyzed the video because I was the build section when they were showcasing. Oh, look how cool the builds with Joker are with the new season content, with the new Scarecrow stuff. And I was looking at the damage numbers, and I'm like, wait a minute, this looks bad, like because they had the unfortunate foresight, which makes me wonder, are they even communicating with each other? Because they built Poison with the dominant stats effect of the season to be based on damage over time, and they put Diablo Blaze, they put Fire as a major part of Joker's kit
after taking it away from us.
Yeah, they completely nuked it last season because they thought, oh, it was too powerful, so they made it unplayable.
Yeah,
but then they didn't buff it. They literally just made a new status effect that does the same thing in terms of damage and added burn as a big part of Joker's kit.
I'm honestly starting to think
like
honestly starting to agree with the Arkham Bros. Like they should just made another Batman game.
Or Superman. Just make the Superman. Just make the Superman game. Just make the single player Superman game, because clearly something is off here. Because that if you're not even communicating with each other, like, because I tested out because I was curious. I was like, okay, well, clearly the showcase they're showing is on Mastery 8, so they're playing on intentionally low difficulty to make it look cool. So I'm like, okay, let me try it on actual hard enemies. And I'm like, oh, so Poison literally does no damage. Burn literally does no damage. I tried out the tier 3. I got a full set of the tier 3 Scarecrow gear. For comparison, the Bane tier 3 is like the best gear in the game. You can easily clear Mastery 200 with it. I'm on Mastery 144. My Boomer full tier 3 Bane cleared no problem. I put the tier 3 Bane on Joker, played Mastery 144, cleared no problem. I put the tier 3 Scarecrow, which has like basically the tier 3 says you get giant damage boosts, but also as a trade-off, you take a ton more damage.
Yeah.
There was no damage boost.
Yeah.
There was no damage boost. So I took it off. The only good gear I've found so far is like the Notorious stuff. The Dr. Poison, the Reverse Flash, the Polka Dot Man. That's the only good gear I've found so far. This actual Scarecrow set sucks ass. The only reason to run it is you basically only need to run one of the tier 1, because the seasonal modifiers basically require you to have poison, or just get the gun, the injector gun that makes every shot poison. That's all you need. Like, it's dog shit. It's so bad.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't know how they recover from this. I really don't.
You know how they recover from this? They apologize and say they're making a Superman game. That's how they recover from this.
But here's the thing, like, that people don't understand. Like, if this fails as hard as it could, like, it could mean like that's a wrap altogether. Like, WB is not in a position to like carry these studios, you know, like one bad move. I mean, it could be that's it.
I mean,
Even for a storied studio like Rocksteady.
I mean, they still got that Hogwarts Legacy money.
Yeah, but I don't think that is all WB's money. You know what I mean? Like obviously Avalanche, like they get their cut of that, you know?
Yeah, but they're getting a cut of what, $10 billion. Like that game made so much money.
They're not PlayStation. They're not gonna like, you know, randomly lay off 50 devs at Insomniac so that
there
you know,
there might be some layoffs, but I mean, there's honestly nothing they could really do. There's no scenario at this point. Let's be honest. There's no scenario at this point where Suicide Squad becomes a hit. Like, there's no scenario where this happens. Like,
yeah. Well, right. After Joker flops like this, like you're right. We said this. It had to be perfect. It wasn't, and it's not going to be. Like they're like a fucking High Roller can't even play. Like he gets a black screen when he logs in, and he's not even the only one.
Even if they drop Deathstroke, like I checked the Steam numbers, so obviously because Steam's the only place people play, but Steam for the Joker DLC, they only got a peak of 3K over there, so there was clearly a lot of interest in the season 1, but then people saw it, and it's like after that, like how many people are going to come back? There's no way that this is going to be like a game where like Helldivers or anything where, or even probably not even MK1. Like this isn't going to be a game where it's like, oh well, we get enough new people every season to keep coming back and bankroll the game. I'm hoping best case scenario that they at least broke even or can eventually break even with the cosmetic sales or whatever like that. That's the best case scenario.
So like from what I understand, the game like massively outsold on PlayStation versus every other platform combined.
Else. Yeah.
You know, I think Xbox was obviously second, but PC did not sell well. And
it was like, I think it was like in the top, I think it was barely at the top 1,000 of PC, but it was like less than top 50 in Xbox, and it was number 1 for PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is that I don't know how you come back from this. I mean, like maybe if the store is interesting, I know that like that seems kind of crazy to even talk about at this point. But like maybe if the store is interesting, because they are saying that they're now going to update it weekly. Because that kept us coming back for Avengers though, like for a while. Like let's not pretend they drop a new you know, MCU suit and everybody all showed up to get all fancy.
True, but
yeah,
to be fair, I mean, Avengers, the Avengers combat and the characters that they had was an incentive. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
Like, oh, all right, Avengers had its problems, but for one, you can play it offline, and so you could always play it. But also, it's like, oh, there's a new Iron Man skin. Oh, the MCU Iron Man is here. Oh, the Thor outfit, so I could play Thor or Black Widow or Spider-Man. Like, are people going to be like, oh, that new Boomer skin? They didn't even get Boomer skins in season 1. They didn't even put them in the Battle
Pass. Help it make sense, okay? You know, I don't. Why? Like, why? I don't get it. Could they not think of a Wayne Tech suit for him?
Seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm a Captain Boomerang main. Why? Why does he have nothing on the Battle Pass?
I do. This is my actually every time I see it, and I know that this could work, and I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong, but keep in mind,
actually, he's technically Batman.
The Batman who laughs is Bruce Wayne.
It's not the Joker.
It's not the Joker. But I get it, and I understand, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's basically that's the highest. There are precisely three. I think there are 3 skins that they could drop that would pique people's interest. There's the Batman who laughs, Margot Robbie Harley, or the Margot Robbie Harley skin, or one of the Arkham, like the Arkham Silent Harley skin, where her cleavage is out. That was the
there's actually a 4th. They could drop the Arkham Deadshot skin, make him white, and then everybody
or that one. Those are the only ones. Maybe Green Lantern King Shark, which how did they not have that? How did they not have that in season 1? No. How the fuck did you not sell that in the store on season 1 when that launched? It's literally in the game already.
You have to. I refuse to believe that they're that stupid that it's not gonna come.
Maybe that's going to be part of the weekly reset. Heath Ledger Joker. Basically, they have to do movie Joker skins or have skins where Harley's tits are out. Those are only like people aren't going to be coming back every week for these outfits.
That's a good one right there. Yeah, I mean, if I were them, the only way to save this is all right. So, oh God, I wish Miller was available. Allegedly, from what I keep hearing, is Katana is a character that's going to come out.
Let's be honest, Jay.
We're
not even sure. So allegedly,
Katana is Captain Marvel. Okay, I get it.
Allegedly, no, Deathstroke is Captain Marvel. I made the joke because Paul Tassi made the joke. You know, the Star Wars meme joke. You know, you quit Suicide Squad, but I want to play as Deathstroke. Deathstroke is the Captain Marvel. Like everyone was like, okay, well, Avengers is bad, but we got to get to the Captain Marvel. We got to get to the Kree invasion. That's Deathstroke. Like everyone's waiting for Deathstroke.
Yeah,
now.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
That's the Kree invasion. We're not getting there. We're not getting there.
Yeah.
Katana, Killer Croc, those are the other potential characters that were floating around in the pipeline. We're not getting them either. If we get the Deathstroke, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah, but I would like Miss Freeze and Lawton or Lawson, Chloe.
Zoe.
Lawless is what she's called apparently.
Yeah, Lawless.
Like they great in theory.
Mr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze variant, great in theory.
Yeah.
Lawless.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, like I'm saying, they should have absolutely only one of them should have come out. If you're gonna do them, only one should have come out this year. They definitely shouldn't have been 2 and 3. And they just overestimated how interested fans would be in the Elseworlds concept. You know, they don't even like this version of the freaking Joker.
I know exactly what they're going to do with that. You're going to shoot aliens in a map that looks like the Daily Planet with a Joker-fied Daily Planet.
Yeah.
That is, spoiler alert, that's what that is.
But like the lesson here is that like I don't think some of the Arkham people should be rewarded. And I think that's one of my biggest problems with the game like kind of failing the way that it has, is that it feels like they're going to just sit there and say, well, I told you so, when that's not even the reason. Like the things that they said are not the real reason that the game is going to fail.
Of course not.
And I don't feel like rewarding them in that regard. But the one big lesson that we're going to learn is that like there are a lot of things that are great in theory, but tried and true matters.
Tried and true, you know. And let's be honest, I don't even think this game is great in theory. Like Suicide Squad killing the Justice League, that's a great in theory. Making it a third person pure shooter, like that immediately, like, because when I was thinking of the concept, I was like, okay, you can have this is what they should have done. They should have looked at the Avengers combat very hard, and it should have been like, okay, you get a group of Suicide Squad for the Suicide Squad that can match up with the Justice League in some way, and you have them. You make it obvious that you're killing clones at some point in the story, and then the seasons that are making up your live service will be dedicated to rescuing each member of the Justice League. And then for the base roster, you could that way you could have someone like Bizarro or Reverse Flash instead of making Boomerang a villain for the Flash. You give him Reverse Flash instead of King Shark, Bizarro, and then you can have Wonder Woman. I thought that was a great idea to have her be the one that wasn't brainwashed. Have her fight with you and be involved in every boss battle. And then you can have like kind of that mechanic with Avengers. You know how they had those artifacts and they made the one where you could summon Hank Pym?
Yeah.
Do that for Wonder Woman. Like eventually you unlock that and you can summon Wonder Woman, but she's involved with the boss battles. So to make it make sense. And then you have a Bizarro, basically that gives you their Superman experience. You got your Reverse Flash, that gives you your Flash experience. You could have like a Peacemaker, you have Deathstroke to mix it up and make that combat interesting and give you a wider variety of villains that you can add. When you just make it a pure shooter, now you pigeonhole everything and limit the type of content and villains that you could have. I thought that's where they failed conceptually.
Yeah. Every game goes on sale, by the way. And some of them that fast. I'm pretty sure QVC has been doing sales where you can get $20 off like pretty much any game, like all month, including the games that like came out on release day. So like I'm pretty sure you can get Dragon's Dogma 2 and Rise of the Ronin for $20 off, like on release day through them. There's always a way.
Yeah, and especially if you're going through Steam, like there's always like Steam discounts. But
I get that though. That's the risk everybody takes in buying a game at launch. Like it is what it is. If you're paying that extra money for the extra time in when the game matters for the most part.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, that's just video games, man. Like I wish I could tell you differently.
Yeah, you're rolling the dice, but it is what it is. And like this is pretty much the only thing that that could help them in terms of recouping their development costs. Obviously, we don't know how much the development cost total was, but we do know Avengers was much more expensive to make and maintain because of the Marvel license aspect. But even still, this was a live service game, and the visual, like you could tell, it was very technically, expensive. It looks that way. If you look at the cutscenes, everything like that, it looks like they spent a lot of money on it, and it was also in development for 7 years. So it definitely cost them some money. Like we're talking bare minimum $80 million to develop this game, and that's like an extreme low ball. I mean, and 80 million is, by the way, the cost of Ghost of Tsushima, by the
way. One of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah. So Suicide Squad probably costs at least 100 million, as we're keeping a buck. And it's in order to even break even, they've got to sell a lot of copies or sell a lot of skins. And yeah, fortunately they don't have to deal with the Marvel stuff, but it's still a game that they're going to probably struggle to break even on at this point, unless they really start turning out the cosmetics that we mentioned, and get people to buy them, because otherwise, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, and that sucks, because like I agree with you that obviously it would have been better to fight with these characters the way that you would expect to, and not just shoot a gun at everything. Like, I think that goes without saying at this point. Like, that was definitely, like, say what you will about Avengers, but like Thor is one of the best playing characters I've ever played in any video game. You know, like the combat was amazing. And I understand when people say, "Oh, this, it's just shooting guns," and I get that. It is still fun to do that, but I understand. Like, we're gonna talk about this forever from now until the end of time. I do feel like when the game works, like the gameplay loop is fun, and if I'm able to play with the people I want to play with, I enjoy doing it. And if it could just ever get to that point where we're not like dealing with all the extra bullshit of High Ruler not being able to get into the game, and
well, let's be honest, that's probably one of the highlights of season 1.
That's fair too. But like, tricks and God, somebody get Paul Tassi some frames per second, man. Jesus.
I was actually watching Joe's stream. They were playing on PC, and
but like, that's why we are in the console master race. You know what I mean? That is what, like, people ask all the time. Oh, Jay, you've got a great PC. Why do you even have an Xbox? This is why.
Exactly why.
Because, and Sadot said something nice about Xbox, and I appreciate that. So, like, I can put the disc in the system, and it's just gonna work, for the most part. Like, I don't have to worry about any nonsense, like,
unless the servers are,
right. Like, the only problem that's going to affect me is something that's going to affect everybody.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So, I don't have to worry about that. Like, that's why I love Xbox. I love the controller. I don't like the DualSense. I was playing mostly on PlayStation 5 today because I'm trying to get the trophies. That's another thing. If you're going to do
Master Console,
if you're going to do cross progression, dude, you have got to figure out how to handle the achievements and trophies. Like, I want my platinum trophy on the game. Okay. That's one of my favorite things about PlayStation is the platinum trophy. I don't know how in the year of 2024, Xbox doesn't have their ripoff. They literally have diamond trophies that you get if you're in the top 10% of people to achieve it. Like, give the games diamond trophies. You already have it.
Yeah, literally.
Like, nobody cares that it's going to be a ripoff of platinum. Diamond's probably better than platinum, so like, let's just do it. But no, I do love
sounds like a skill issue.
No, but like, I honestly I want my platinum trophy for this game, and I still want my last achievement. I can't believe they didn't put a single, not even one riddle in season 1. Not even one riddle. Okay. Like, do I want to do riddles? Not necessarily, but that is like the lowest hanging fruit and the easiest possible, like, extra thing to do. No, there's where there are trophies, and there's 3 races. There are no riddles, 0 of 0. And if they are, I cannot find any, like, I don't hear the Riddler giving me any hints anywhere, and they're not supported on the map. So I did have somebody today say to me, "Oh, I found one, and it's just not on the map." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. Where is it?" Okay, I went to that place. They were talking about a trophy. So, like, God damn it. Because
what's his riddles?
I also had somebody like tell me I'm lying. Like, this is what I hate. Like, I when I complained about it on Twitter, I'm like, I show them my screen. It says I'm missing 1. Okay. I'm at 95% towards getting the achievement. But when you go onto the infamy map, okay, it shows I have all the trophies, all the riddles, and all the race stars. So, like, it clearly shows I have them all, and I've gone to a bunch of them and like rescanned them. Not all of them, but well,
there you go, Jay.
Just want to get that one achievement done.
You're clearly lying. You clearly use AI to manipulate the photo.
Yeah. So the good thing though is the new 16 Riddler trophies are counting towards the trophies, because you can't go back and get those other 40 like when you have cross progression. They're just gone. Like, so there's no way to get them again. And I've been able to go and get the 16 new ones. So I'm hoping in season or
episode 2,
chapter 2 or episode 2 that maybe they'll add some more, so that like 6 months from now I can get 40, you know.
6 months from now is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, because that's going to be the last achievement. No, I'm not going to have the Riddles one either, because I can't like scan them again and get credit. So I don't know how I'm going to get that. Like, so yeah, I don't like when I launched the yeah, okay, here it is.
That's just sad. You hate to see it.
And it's true though. There is a lot of misinformation. You know what I mean?
There's been there's been pretty much ever since the Battle Pass leaked. There's been a constant flood of misinformation being spread about the game. But yeah, I totally feel Miller at this point. Like he's been fighting for his life for this game, and I mean he's got obviously he's got his DMCA, because WB doesn't care, because he is leaking stuff. So
yeah, to be fair, that is a risk that he knows he's always going to take doing what he does.
Which is why he literally uses his DMCA burner account to share that stuff. But yeah, the game not only was season 1 lackluster, he can't even play. Right. He literally can't play the game.
Now, here's a question for you. They delayed maintenance. Like, maintenance took a long time.
8 hours and 30 minutes.
And clearly the reason why they did it is obvious when we try to log in. Should they have delayed it?
Yes.
Do you think it would have been better if they just delayed it?
Actually,
like,
this is going to be a hot this is going to, maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. I floated this as a possibility on stream. Like they might announce that they have to delay it to April. Now, in that moment, I would have probably like, this is bad, but if it worked, but I was saying if this is what they need to do to make it work, delay it. But if I had known what was in the season, no.
but that's the catch-22 of the situation, though, right? Is we don't know, and it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. So like,
mostly of their own making.
Sure.
Because I was like, okay, 8 hours of maintenance, I don't care as long as it works. And after 8 hours of maintenance, it didn't fucking work. But more importantly than that, not just all the game breaking bugs that they introduced, is the complete lackluster content, the fact that they misled people about the Joker. Like, if they had delayed it and then we got this season, people would still be mad. But plus, we've already seen by now, Jay, it doesn't really matter how much time they have. Every time they drop a patch, it breaks something.
Yeah, and I don't know how you get through that. I don't.
It's we literally had this problem with the Avengers. Like, at one point, we're just like, well, this is just what it is. Like, something's gonna break. It's just unavoidable. Like they intentionally held back on a patch to address all these game-breaking problems and left it until the end of the month, along with the season 1 update, because they were like, well, we're not going to do any updates except back-end stuff, because we got to prepare and make sure everything is ready for season 1. So people were like, okay, if that's what it takes, all right, we'll wait to the last week of March for the patch and the season 1 update. They get the patch, they get the season 1 update, and it's more broken than ever. So would delaying it to April have made a difference, really? Like, the content is still bad.
Yeah.
Probably would have been still bugs. Like it really didn't matter. It really honestly just didn't matter. Like it
Well, that's the thing though. Like, would it be better if it launched it, like, let's just say they delayed it a week or even 2 weeks, okay? And that allowed them to get the shit that's going on right now fixed, right? Would that, do you think that would have mattered if it launched with what it is, but everybody like was working
without the game breaking bugs?
right?
Are we assuming? Okay, so we're assuming season 1, no game breaking bugs, no new bugs,
Same communication.
same communication. It would have still been bad, not as bad, because obviously the bugs are just the cherry on top. Like I've found a way to get into the game. That's whatever. Other people, yeah, that's one issue. But the actual substance of the content itself is the biggest problem, because we said going in, this would set the tone. This would set the expectation for the seasons to come. And if this is what the seasons are, then I mean, pack it up. Like this is not enough. This is just not, it's just not good. Even without the bugs, this just wasn't good enough. The Joker is fun, sure, but the way they introduced to unlock him, like terrible communication, they misled people, but they also put a bunch of, just, it seemed like they just had no forethought. The gear is complete ass. The season modifiers are designed to force you to use the Scarecrow gear, and the Scarecrow gear all sucks. The poison stats effect sucks. They put burn as part of Joker's kit, and they nuke burn into the ground. Like, this is just basic terrible design. Like the Brainiac boss fight is just a reskin of the Green Lantern fight. There's no story missions. There's 2 cutscenes. It's just not good enough.
Yeah. So I honestly, I feel like probably was the right move just to put it out, warts and all.
Yeah, just throw it out there, fix it later.
Yeah, this is and I don't, because at the end of the day, the communication was going to stay the same. The content was going to stay the same.
Yeah.
And that sucks. Like I feel like we are 2 of the fairest people when it comes to this game. And
behind only Hyrule.
Who isn't even here anymore, and isn't even worth sucking up to begin with. So, but yeah, like I feel like we're pretty fair about this. I feel like there are a lot of people that are bad faith, just being dicks about it,
just grifting.
Yeah, but like there are issues that are legit, and it sucks, and I don't know what I'm going to do at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I want to play, but what's the point?
I know exactly what I'm going to do, Jay. I'm going to prepare for the next live service superhero game, Marvel Rivals. this W transition, by the way. Thank you. This is the other live service superhero game that made its debut this week before season 1 of Suicide Squad was revealed. It is the rumored free-to-play Overwatch style Marvel game from Chinese developer NetEase that I did several videos covering it when the insiders talked about existing, and then surprisingly they did an official reveal trailer showing off some gameplay, and you had a lot of people excited about it, some people were skeptical, but I thought it was me and Lejeune were very excited. We enjoyed the trailer. We thought it was very good. He went off when it came to the Hawk. I was very impressed with the Doctor Strange gameplay and Storm's outfit. As you can see a little bit of it here, she is indeed caked up.
Guess down.
Guess Sweet Baby did not work on this one.
Yeah.
So, but once again, this is going to be another live service superhero game. But
it's free to play, so they can charge whatever they want.
So they can, in fact, charge whatever they want. It's Overwatch style, third person action, multiplayer, free to play, big roster of heroes. You know, battle brawling, battle PvP, all that
Pay to
stuff.
win.
Pay to apparently not pay to win. Well, at least the cosmetics won't be. That was confirmed by the leakers. There's a closed alpha coming in May for PC only, but we've heard later it is coming to console. So Jay, are you ready to be heard again?
Yes. I mean, listen, I'm in for superhero games, right? Like, I'm gonna play them. I want to play them. I'm not a big Overwatch fan, but like it looks like it's gonna be cool. But I think people it's just baffling to me. One of my other tweets that did numbers for opposite reasons. The I know you saw my duality of man tweet, okay?
Yeah.
On one hand, I have this one tweet like doing 100,000 plus like people looking at it, and it's me being sarcastic, okay? And like just making a joke about the fact that like, oh, it's gonna wait until they find out it's a live service, you know what I mean? Like and like people like, of course it's a live service. If it says it shows you. It's like, guys. And I just kept posting the GIF of Drax saying nothing goes over my head, and like they didn't even get that, which means that they're also fake Marvel fans. If you don't understand what that means, that like you're being too literal. But like, yeah, this is gonna like I was told, Sadot. Everybody told me the live service bad.
But Jay, live service good if Marvel, but also if it has thing I like. Like live service Spider-Man, good.
I mean, there was some entertainment in the comments. I had to mute it. Like it got to a point where I had to mute it.
Yeah, Lejeune is also ready to be heard again.
Yeah.
and to be fair, everyone isn't excited. There are some people who are saying, you know, blah blah blah, cash grab, whatever. But I've seen overwhelmingly more positive comments for this, and they know straight up what it is. It's literally Marvel's Overwatch, and people are here for it.
And from what I understand, though, like NetEase does not have the greatest reputation when it comes to both being pay to win and their monetization. Like
my understanding is that Diablo players hate NetEase.
Yeah.
But I hear everyone that I've heard talk about Naraka Blade Point says it's great.
All right, we'll see. But I can guarantee you that for this game, the average player will pay more than $70.
100%. I will definitely pay more than $70 if need be for that Storm outfit. Believe it.
Yeah. God, I don't even remember. Look, listen, I love Marvel. I love Marvel video games. Obviously, I feel like this is a game that could do really well for me. So that's the only thing that matters to me is for a game. Can I turn it into content that people will want to watch? If the answer is yes, let's do it. Yeah, if the answer is no, then all right, whatever. I don't care.
I will definitely be playing this when it comes to console and making my Storm build videos with all the cake in the thumbnail. I'm looking, but the roster is so good right now. I mean, you got Storm, Thor. Thor, I heard is coming. Moon Knight, I heard is coming as well. But the confirmed ones for sure: Storm, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Groot, Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, Spider-Man, Luna Snow, Magic, Loki. This is a great roster of characters to lead off with, and then they're adding more. Like I think Forbes the article, there's 19 confirmed characters so far for the base roster, and they're going to be adding more. Yeah, the full roster right now. I'm looking. Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, Black Panther, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Namor. Hold up, we gotta do
My enemies call me Namor.
Magneto, Storm, Penny Parker, Luna Snow, Loki, Hulk, Spider-Man, Groot, Mantis, Punisher, Magneto, and they put Galactus in question mark. That's so they showed that it's Galacta, his daughter, and they showed her in the trailer. I don't know if she's going to be playable. I feel like she'll be incorporated into the story, but the main villain of the story is Doctor Doom, who might also be playable as well. You probably expect that. So maybe, I doubt, maybe Galacta, but most likely Doctor Doom, who's the main villain. They'll add him. I heard they're adding Moon Knight and Thor later. So, I mean, this could be the gameplay. The one thing I heard when I was like, all right, if the gameplay is good, this might be a banger. And the gameplay looked good. I mean,
I need my union mandated pee break. So
you take that union mandated pee break. And in the meantime, a better roster still got Hawkeye not in the game because he would be so strong. That's the thing. They have 19 characters so far, and they're going to add more. So we could still get Hawkeye. Obviously, they're going to have to nerf him because he's too strong. But Black Widow's on the table, Daredevil, Sentry, Vision, more X-Men like Cyclops, Wolverine, obviously, Captain America. Those are like obvious choices. This is, if the game hits, obviously NetEase, people have their issues with their mobile games, but they are in fact successful. I don't know, this free, if this is as fun to play as it looks, this could be huge. Like if we can actually get into the core combat and just enjoy it, and they add new stuff, maybe some PvE content as well, keep adding new characters, this could just be big. Like, it's not the answer to Marvel's Avengers we necessarily were looking for, but it could break the curse. It could very well break the curse. Spider-Man can actually, now it's not like a full, like, web swing. It's an ability with like charges, but yeah, there's some web swinging, there's some web zipping and webbing up. Squirrel Girl will probably be in there as well. Cute little Chaos Kitty will love it, as will Jay. Jay is a huge Squirrel Girl fan. But I don't know. The reception of this is showing like, it's not that people are like, obviously there's some people that are just against live service games, but if you're upfront with it and it looks like it's appealing, people will play it. Like, it's no coincidence that the most popular games in the world are live service. Like, it's not that people don't want them, they just want ones that are executed properly. And if Marvel Rivals executes properly, it could be another big, especially since there are a lot of disenfranchised Overwatch fans who are tired of the game, hate Overwatch 2, and would absolutely love a better version of Overwatch.
I have a couple other screenshots I can share.
Oh, please.
Let's see. So it was asked. Wait, entire screen. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be PvE because Overwatch did have some, but it could. There's Mommy Storm, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I am. Somebody tried to tell me that this was in my video. They're like, "Oh, that's not Punisher. That's Cable." I'm like, "No,
that's
literally Punisher.
It's literally Punisher. There's a literal. First of all, there's a literal screenshot of the hero select screen. Punisher is on it.
Yeah, and there he is. He's got like this little turret.
Yeah,
Loki looks interesting.
His combat looks crazy. Like, it's like we hear he's one of the most overpowered characters, and I could kind of see why. Like, he could create illusions of himself. He can copy another hero and use their abilities.
Is that a Spider-Man Easter egg?
That looks like a Spider-Man Spider-Cat.
Yeah. Also, real quick, speaking of free to play, out now in Fortnite, the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy. $29 for this, by the way.
They look like shit. Why? Why do they look
I mean,
like
they
shit?
look like Fortnite characters.
No, like people mean Fortnite, but Fortnite skins usually look really good, especially the movie stuff. These look ass.
I mean, keep in mind, $30 gets you a Drax skin, a Mantis skin, a Groot skin, their Lego version, 3 pickaxes, 3 back blings, 2 emotes. That's the same price as Helldivers, by the way.
Roughly the same price as Helldivers, and roughly the same price as the King homemade Superman King Shark skin. It's Suicide Squad. It's $20. It's $24. It's $20.
Yeah. So I mean, I like this screenshot a lot. I could see myself play. I mean, I don't know how they're gonna play, but have you played Overwatch before?
Never.
Okay. I have played a little bit of Overwatch, and I find myself a fan of playing as Mercy, who is a healer.
Jay likes to support.
Yeah, so I feel like Mantis is probably going to be a Mercy. I'm curious to what Scarlet Witch I could see going both, like doing a little bit of both.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange looks like she's going to be powerful, not just at potentially, like I hear Scarlet Witch was specifically they specifically named the streamer. They specifically named Loki, Scarlet Witch, and Namor as being some of the overpowered characters. But Doctor Strange had that. They show he has that really cool ability where he can create portals and you can teleport directly on top of the enemy. And that could be like a useful support skill. So these guys other magic stuff.
See, Groot and Doctor Strange in this kind of look like they're like a Reinhardt kind of thing. Like they're defensive.
Yep. Yeah, and Rocket can jump on other people's shoulder and you do some team combination stuff.
Yeah. I'm not like I said, I'm not like a big Overwatch person, but I know enough to talk a little bit about it.
Because I don't really jump into first person shooters like that, but I was aware of the Overwatch hype at least, especially how popular it was in the Rule 34 community.
I don't know what Rule 34 is.
Good, don't look it up.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good call. Penny Parker like Diva. That makes sense.
Yeah, Penny Parker. Yeah, Penny Parker is going to be a tank. She's a confirmed tank character.
Yeah.
And
Diva had this ability where, like, when you blew up her mech, she could like jump out of it and still play until she like got her mech back. Okay, Steven, I gotcha.
So when the Hulk is when he takes enough damage, he reverts back into Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner has a pistol and grenades.
I do like Luna Snow. Like, did you ever play Marvel Future Fight?
I did not.
Okay. I liked Luna Snow so much that I actually, if I go into my as you can see right here, Marvel Future Fight, she has her own song.
Sounds like a banger too.
It's like she's a K-pop star.
Right. I love me some K-pop and J-pop.
Anyway, I actually bought that song when it came out, apparently in 2018.
So I'm guessing you're gonna be maining Luna Snow then.
She's cool. She's an original character to Marvel Future Fight that they adapted into the comics. They made her part of Agents of Atlas, which is basically the Asian Avengers.
Yep.
There you go. I mean, I could see myself playing her. I mean, it depends, but like, again, I am kind of glad that they're not all just using guns. That they're kind of looks like they're using their powers.
Yeah, when the reports were coming out, it was first believed it was going to be an FPS. Then they said it was a hero 6v6 hero shooter. So people were like, "Oh, here we go, Marvel Suicide Squad." But nope, it's everyone just has their powers. It's not they're not forcing everyone to use guns. It's just everyone just has their powers. Spider-Man shoots webs. Doctor Strange, Wanda, Loki, they all do magic. Uh, Iron Man has the suit. Obviously, the people who have guns are the people who, like Punisher, Rocket, who usually use guns. Everyone else has powers, which is good. And then for the more grounded characters, they figured out some other stuff, like Black Panther. Actually, it look like he kind of has that. He kind of has that same thing that he did in Avengers, where he shoots the Spirit Panther at you, the big Spirit Panther. So that's cool. It's it could be huge, but you know, you obviously have to always be careful when it comes to these live service games. Obviously, there's a lot of ways it could go bad, but it it looks good. We'll see what happens when we get. I'm sure we'll get the. I don't have a PC, so I can't do the closed alpha, but hopefully they'll have a beta for console, which what I would expect they would eventually do closer to launch. Have a like an open beta, and we'll see for ourselves then. But I'm very excited to try it at least.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Like I said, I'm rooted in shooters, like that's like I've played a million shooters. I love shooters. So, that this is definitely up my alley. I got out of Overwatch because I wish there was PvE.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we're gonna hope for here. I definitely want to reward companies that do good PvE. Like I I started my YouTube channel as a playing Battlefield Bad Company 2. And I love the fact that in Battlefield 2042, they have a mode where you can just play by yourself against bots. And I love because like people, I mean, like this is a case in any game, people like play like assholes in PvP. And I just wasn't having fun playing solo in 2042 against real people when it launched. So it was nice. It's nice to like sometimes log in and just play a couple rounds by myself,
One of the great things about Helldivers, pure
Well,
PvE.
yes, that I do respect about that. And like yeah, like I'm not good at planning, and I feel like Helldivers I don't like playing with randoms anymore.
And but you could play it solo too.
Yeah, but I played it solo and it was like not as fun.
It's mostly fun with other people, but
Yeah.
but I always play. I play randoms all the time. It's good. Sometimes they call you the N word, but other than that, it's usually okay. But yeah, the one thing it's probably the one thing that I would want, and that's why I'm not fully into Marvel Rivals. Like I could see myself getting into the PvP side of things if it's well done. Like I don't mind that. I got into that when Multiverses had their beta, and I still would rather have some PvE stuff in Marvel Rivals. So I hope they had that. It's still very early on. We literally only know about 2 game modes so far. Uh, Miller doesn't know anything so far. He hasn't heard anything. I would imagine they would potentially add some PvE later on. Actually, does Naraka Blade Point have PvE?
I don't even know what game that is.
That's the other live service PvP action game from NetEase. It's like Marvel Rivals, but with ninjas and stuff.
Is it mobile?
It's on pretty much everything except mobile. It's it's on PS5, Xbox, PC, and Xbox One and PS4. It's on all that. And I would love for it to have. I would love that. It doesn't look like it has it. So, but I would love for it to wait, does it have? I'm trying to see. Yeah, it doesn't have PvE. Yeah. So this might not have it,
It seems like such an easy thing to do.
or it might have it. It has it. Oh, they added PV. Okay, so they added PV to Naraka Blade Point.
Yeah, it just seems like such an easy thing to do, and like I think a lot of people would just be happy to like just play it by themselves, like
or play with other people against the AI.
Yeah. Sometimes like you just want to feel really good. Like that's how it is when I play Battlefield against the bots. I'm like, I don't play it on I play it on like intermediate, which is like medium, I guess. And like I die, but like for the most part, I feel like I'm just able to run around and like level up my kit and just do cool stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, skill issue, right? I get it.
Listen, I was a legendary tanker in Battlefield. I'm not even gonna BS. I had rounds where I would go like 70-0, never even drop my tank. Some of it though, you have to have a good like wingman, basically. You gotta have somebody like to heal you and everything. But in this, you are able to heal yourself when you're in the tank. It just has a cooldown, which is great. But the problem that where I started to kind of like fall out of love with Battlefield is it was always a game based on destruction and vehicles.
Right.
That was really what separated it from Call of Duty. And then like people just started complaining, and then it was just nothing but lock-on missiles and like skill issue weapons that like to take out the vehicles.
Casuals ruin everything.
Yeah, exactly. The vehicles were like too hard to kill, basically. They basically had to play me too much. And have you heard of Typical Gamer?
Typical Gamer. Yes.
He's one of the biggest gaming streamers in Canada. Like I've actually seen
Canada doesn't count.
The country of Canada feature him in like what do you call it? Like ads. So
is he bigger than Jinxie?
I don't know who Jinxie is, but he's
like the biggest streamer, and he's American.
Yeah. Well, I know the last I saw he had close to 10 million subscribers. When Battlefield 1 came out in the beta, I didn't know this happened until somebody that followed me was watching his stream. I killed him in the beta and he I think I have the video still. He just got pissed. I think I have the video somewhere, but he got like so pissed. And it was pretty funny.
Not JayShockblast actually having a skillful moment.
Yeah. I don't even think I think he was in the tank and I wasn't. But yeah, I just remember him going like it's getting all mad, and then I see him on the name killed by JayShockblast. I'm like, ooh, he has 14.5 million now. Dang.
Sheesh.
I don't play that often, Nava. I just here and there. I'm sure you're fixing your frozenness.
Yeah.
I usually try not to say anything because I just assume that he knows that he froze and usually has to log off and log back in. I actually had dinner with Typical Gamer once and his friend Nico Vald, PAX East 2017. We were all at a dinner together. Like it wasn't like whatever, you get it. But anyway, yeah, so I wish I played Battlefield more because it's one of my favorite games ever. And like I said, I back when Battlefield 3 came out, it was right when Xbox One and PlayStation 4 were launching. And Xbox did this thing where they called it the Battlefield. Oh, what was it called? Dang it, I forgot what it was called. But they did this big Battlefield event where it was 32 Americans versus 32 people from, all of Europe. And AC Bongos, who is basically like the community manager for Europe, Xbox Europe, had his team. And then Major Nelson had the American team.
Would JayShockblast on it?
I was not, but I played with a bunch of the people that were on it. Like one of my best friends that I met playing Battlefield, he went by Sir Wallen. At the time, he was Wallenstein, but he ended up becoming Sir Wallen. Almost hit 100,000 subscribers as a Destiny YouTuber, like a lore guy. But anyway, he was on the team along with a couple other people that I used to play with, and like those are the people I played with like on a normal basis. He was actually one of the like 3 finalists for MVP of the little tournament that America won, of course.
Of course.
But I always remember that.
No diddler. Congratulations, Sean. I'll definitely watch some guides because Dragon's Dogma 2 was awesome, but also hates their players. So look up some guides without finding any too crazy spoilers. Kraz Gaming, those channels have some good guys, but there's just a couple things you want to be on the lookout for to make things a little easier on you. Particularly there's basically a STD that your pawns can catch in the rift, and if you don't address it, it will literally cause an entire town to die, which could mess up some of your mission progress. I think the only way to do it is you have to look for the warning signs that your party might catch. Somebody in your party might have caught it, and then you have to literally just throw them off a cliff or something, just like actually kill them and not immediately revive them, retrieve them from the river to clear the disease.
What underdog characters would y'all like to see in Marvel Rivals? I'll start with Cloak and Dagger.
He wants Cloak and Dagger and everything. Yeah, I don't want him to go through that. I have 2 saves on Dragon's Dogma. I have my Hawkeye build and I have my Kratos build. And I didn't address the problem on my Kratos side. And fortunately, I was later in the game, so only had to revive 1 NPC in order to finish the mission. But yeah, it was bad.
Isn't it called like Dragon's Plague or something?
Yeah.
My underdog, I guess, would be always Richard Rider or Darkhawk. Those would be definitely. I think Darkhawk would be sick actually, because if you know anything about his power set, like eventually he learns how to fully utilize his armor, and he can just go like full like nuclear missiles. You know, is Nova an underdog? Well, they keep killing him, so yeah.
I want Blue Marvel. That's my underdog.
Blue Marvel, that's a good call too. I would like
Marvel.
that.
Give me some Blue Marvel.
What's up, Bill Metal?
Shout out to Bill.
Yeah, every time I log into the game, it starts me at that starting position too, Bill.
Yeah, same.
And it's annoying. Eventually, though, you can hit circle or B to skip it, but it still has to like go through that motion. Yeah, it'd be Sam Allen. Shut up, Billy. I hate you.
Yeah, yes, the plague is intentionally put in the game to fuck with you. Yeah. it's literally in the lore. Like there's a cutscene and everything. Like they literally just put that there to fuck with you. That's why they don't tell you directly how they tell you. Oh, you heard the rumors, but they don't. There's no like status symbol. Like you just have to read this. They'll tell the pawns will mention it, and then you have to like read the signs to see if your party might have it. And then if you think they might, you just have to kill them all.
All right, chat. What underdog characters do you want?
Jessica Jones. Ooh.
We got a Jessica Jones and a Wonder Man. What's up, 30 Still Gaming?
I like that.
Hard to balance the heroes. There's going to be so much nerfs and buffs. I mean, yeah, but that's every game, right? Like, I feel you. I actually shout out to 30 and Still Gaming. I was on his podcast like 2 weeks ago, I think. So thank you for having me on. Great stream.
Shang-Chi. No, I don't see no love for Iron Fist. Gotta have. What about Mommy She-Hulk? Aaron Taylor Johnson's Craven. Devil Dino is actually Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. That's actually a pretty good pick.
Moon Girl is one of the best Lego Marvel 2 characters ever made. Her animations are just amazing.
And the show on Disney Plus is actually really good.
Yeah, I'm surprisingly I haven't watched it.
Yeah, Miller was raving about it, so I gave it a shot, and it's actually pretty good.
Listen, Psylocke for everything.
I mean, I don't think she's an underdog character. I'm pretty sure every male, particularly here, would love to have Psylocke.
Thank you, Hitman. Appreciate that.
In a game, yeah. America Chavez, yeah, that's solid. I'm pretty sure Psylocke was in Marvel Super Wars, the other NetEase Marvel game. They made some Marvel mobile games, and yeah, they had Psylocke in there.
She was in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah. And also they had in Marvel Super Wars, NetEase put in Jay's actual favorite character, Squirrel Girl. So
I loved it when you and freaking Lejeune were talking the other day about who you were talking about Thor, or you were talking about Storm, and he was talking about Hulk. Yeah. And I'm like, imagine somebody comes into this conversation and is like, "Oh, I love Squirrel Girl. I can't wait to throw a squirrel at the Hulk. I'm gonna throw some squirrels at him. That might do something."
I mean, that's definitely going to be Jay because he's going to be maining Squirrel Girl.
I would main Squirrel Girl if I hated the team I was on and wanted to lose, so that I could just die over and over again and enjoy it.
That works as long as you're playing her. Yeah, Cyclops. A lot of people want Cyclops. Quake. Yep. For Miller, we got to have Quake for Miller and me because I love Quake. Love you some Chloe Bennett. And Quake, I think it would just be a really powerful character to have in there. So why not? You would love if Marvel's Avengers looked like Marvel Rivals. A lot of people would, especially those early Black Widow images that went viral for Marvel's Avengers. They definitely. The thing about the art style is that I feel like more especially superhero games should kind of embrace a less realistic art style, because not only is it cheaper to make, but it looks cool, and it matches the comic book aesthetic.
I think that's what this really has going for it. I don't, and 30 Instant Gaming says he would have liked to see Marvel Avengers do that. I don't know. It could have worked. Okay, sure. I kind of like the realism of Marvel Avengers a little bit more, though.
I like the realism, but I don't like how any of the characters looked. So it just was kind of a wash.
Yeah. All right. We're starting to get I don't know if I would consider Deadpool an underdog. But Bishop is definitely
Thanos,
Butterball. We're just naming stupid characters.
Spider-Ham.
I feel like we have games that look more like the comics. I know a lot of people haven't played Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 because they just don't want to have a Switch, and I get that. But
as they should, they're correct.
I have one just to play Pokemon games basically, but it's not anything great. But yeah, God, I just feel like so many games just didn't get the chance they deserved. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was actually pretty good, but so many people missed out on it because it was on the Switch. But Nintendo chose to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They went to Xbox, they went to PlayStation, both turned them down. I can't believe that anybody turned down Marvel to make a game. But that was along the lines of time when before everything started doing better.
Yeah, there was definitely a time you wanted to get in on Marvel on the ground floor, and then, but even then, I don't know what the licensing stuff was back then, but I'm sure it was still pretty beefy, and that's really what's been holding people back from working with Disney. That's why I'm interested to see what they do with this Epic Games partnership beyond metaverse bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we got that first look with what was it they just showed that was going to be in Unreal 5?
Black Panther,
yeah,
Marvel 1943.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if that's specifically like part of the whole thing, but because obviously it's their Skydance is their own thing, but
yeah, they're just using the engine, but yeah, like the potential is great. If it I'm assuming that Epic is kind of just like doing their thing, and Disney's, from what I've seen, just seems more like an investor, or just because they're just like, hey, Epic, do your thing, and that could be great because I know Epic, especially since I'm sure. I heard this rumor. I haven't heard it confirmed yet, but I heard it from someone with sources said that as part of the deal, Epic won't have to deal with the licensing fee, the same licensing fees that other people have to deal with, so they won't have that to worry about. And if they make some Marvel games with that Unreal ecosystem, that they could do some crazy stuff.
I agree, and I really feel like we're at a point in time where we can handle, like, give me another Deadpool game,
a good one though, not
To be fair though, that Deadpool game was pretty cool. Like it's very comic booky, it's very
I like that one, but I don't want
campy.
I don't want to sanitize Deadpool.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you could do that. Like, and that was not a sanitized Deadpool game at all. And you know who the voice of Deadpool was?
Yuri Lowenthal.
Iron Man.
You call him Iron
Nolan
Man?
North.
Is that where we're calling?
We're Avengers people. I actually had Nolan North sign my Marvel's Avengers Iron Man Funko Pop. I'm sure he doesn't get that often.
I'm sure
I actually asked him that.
I'm sure he gets that tons of times. Oh my god, I know you. You're Iron Man in Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because you got to figure, like, with the catalog, actually, I kind of want to, like, I don't know if Sean Chiplock is going to be at any conventions around here, but I kind of want to bring like a Spider-Man pop for him to sign.
That'd be awesome. Is he? Yeah. Wait, is he still canceled?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, good.
I mean, I follow him on Twitter, and he's at a convention right now.
Okay, cool. So it looks like that. So it looks like he's not canceled anymore. Okay, cool. Yeah. He did a solid job as Spider-Man. He's no Yuri Lowenthal,
right?
Who, by the way, is Spider-Man in Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I feel like he's got that on lockdown now, and like nobody else is even actually allowed to be Spider-Man anymore.
As they shouldn't. Like Yuri is Spider-Man right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sean was canceled a while ago for some stuff related to Genshin or some allegations. They said he said something insensitive or whatever. It was a lot. So, but yeah, cancel culture has kind of lost a lot of its power.
Yeah,
the last few years, like people just don't care anymore. So, good for those people, I guess. if you were on the wrong end of it, it's kind of over. Once South Park made fun of Kathleen Kennedy, that was pretty much the end of cancel culture. that was just a wrap. Like, oh, okay. So we just don't care. Okay.
Well, to be fair, it's Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, she did ruin Star Wars. So. Yeah. Definitely shout out to Yuri, who's also in Helldivers, the game that Jay hates so much.
Yeah, he's so in it. He's got like 10 lines.
Yeah, and they're great.
I know. You can hear it right away though.
Absolutely, he's very recognizable. It's like, why is Spider-Man in Helldivers? is what if we could have the option of just having Yuri Lowenthal in just voice our characters, I would take it.
I would like Yuri Lowenthal to voice me.
I would rather him voice you. I would literally just rather just have Yuri Lowenthal on the podcast. Put him in the third chair. Put him in the third chair.
Yeah, seriously.
We've been trying. I've been trying. I'm gonna keep trying to get him in.
The person who plays Morph in X-Men 97 is the voice of Joker. Is that confirmed?
I don't know.
Who is the? Hold on, let's see.
You mean the voice of Joker in Suicide Squad?
Let's see. Cast.
Yeah, let's do some science.
Morph. JP Karliak.
I think
he looks like Joker.
I think that is the Joker in Suicide Squad. I think I've heard Miller mention he might have heard that.
I thought I heard that Damian Clark was. Yeah. It's not on his IMDb.
Yeah, I don't
know. But he does look. It does look the part. If I could just learn how to spell this guy's art, here it is, Damian Clark. Because Damian Clark was Handsome Jack, and that's who I originally heard was playing. He was also Cell, but I don't see him listed either. So, but when I look at the picture of, hold on, let's do this.
The Giggler, indeed.
So let's do this. Screen. All right. Like, that looks like the Joker.
And yeah, it does look like the Suicide Squad Joker.
Yeah. I mean, there he is as Morph. I mean, he was Green Goblin. Apparently he was in Boss Baby. Willy Wonka, Wile E. Coyote, Tin Man. I buy it. Oh, he's got a He-Man shirt on. I kind of like him.
Of course you would.
I buy that this could be Joker. It says he was in Family Guy, Tiny Toons. He was additional voices in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Additional voices in Spider-Man 2. Adler Kemp in Starfield. So he does have a big video game background. The dealer in Fortnite. So I would not be surprised. He was in Star Wars Visions, Star Wars Squadrons, The Last of Us 2, Final Fantasy VII Remake. I had heard at one point that it was Damian Clark. This guy was Handsome Jack in Borderlands. But he's also been Cell in a lot of things.
Speaking of Joker, I think if James Gunn is going to bring the Joker into DCU, it should be played by Cameron from Star Wars Jedi Survivor and The Fallen Order and Shameless.
Yeah,
he was Joker in Gotham, and he was great. He was my second favorite Joker.
See, Tariq, I actually would think that it would be the other way around, because I think that guy looks more like this Joker. But I will be honest, I've been trying to hear Handsome Jack, and I know that obviously he's gonna give a different voice, but I don't hear it. So I can't like hear. I'd have to watch Morph or X-Men 97 again.
I'm still rewatching the original series.
Oh man, it's really good.
I hear it's good. I did catch up on. I've been watching Invincible though. I know Jay said he was
I only watched the first 2 episodes of this season.
Underwhelmed by the first half of season 2, but I've liked it, and the last 2 episodes have been really good, especially the last one.
All right. Well, I mean, is Spider-Man going to show up?
Spider-Man will always show up.
Huh. I keep seeing the picture of him in there.
Does confirm JP Carliak voice Joker in the second Q&A.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect. Thank you, Billy. Then there you go. That's it. JP Carliak.
At least buy me dinner first.
He definitely looks like him. I'll say that.
For sure. There is that resemblance. And I thought the voice performance is pretty good. There was definitely some really good moments there in the very brief cutscene that we had where he showed off his range. It's just unfortunate there's not much there, but it definitely has some fun with the role. The look isn't for everybody for sure. I definitely like the classic suit more, but I thought the voice performance was good, at least for the Joker.
I unlocked his other Suicide Squad suits, like his original suits, doing the 3 races, which are very easy to do, especially if you do them as Deadshot.
Of course.
Like I got 3 stars first try, 2 out of the 3, and the one I didn't, I missed it by like a second, and then did it again, beat it by 11 seconds. So, but one of them is like looks like that Evil Knievel one. So he's like very American,
as you should be.
Yeah,
American.
Think they're small story beats each. Dude, I would not believe this for 1 second. I don't.
These weeks, no, there's not happening.
There's just no way.
The only thing they're adding weekly are skins to the shop. They're not adding. They're not adding and even after.
And we would both love to say differently.
Yeah, I mean they confirmed this months ago that the cadence was going to be season 1, one new season drops, divided into 2 episodes. Episode 1 launches at the start of the season, and then roughly 6 weeks later, episode 2, and then roughly 6 weeks after episode 2 is going to be the next season. That's how it works. That's how it's going to work. There will be no other. That's the only content update that would be added. Only other thing they're adding consistently is going to be skins. They did mention before in the Q&A, or at least on the FAQ page, that there would be events, but so far we haven't heard anything about any events yet, which is
desperately needed.
It needs something something to get people logging. Like Helldivers gives you a reason to log in. Like it's not like a traditional login bonus. It's like they put it in with the lore. So you'll have your personal orders where they'll be like, oh, killed X amount of enemies, and you get medals, and you can apply that. The medals are how you unlock stuff on their battle pass. And then there's the major order, which is like a community-wide thing where they be like, okay, these enemies in this sector are out of control or whatever. You got to clear the sector, and if you do, everyone gets a bunch of medals. And they have some fun with this. Like one time when they were introducing the mech, they were going to add to the game as a playable weapon that you could summon. They said, okay, go liberate this planet so we could get the factories and that we can use to produce the mechs. And that's how they rolled that out. Miller said it's going to be an Easter event.
Easter is like 26 hours from now. So I don't know what they would do. Are they going to do? I mean, in typical Suicide Squad fashion, they could do Easter event on the 4th of July.
I'm guessing this. I think. What if these events are basically the weekly skin updates?
Well, you would have thought they would you don't do it after the holiday. I mean, Easter is literally Sunday. They would have done it now.
Yeah, that's usually how that would work.
Yeah.
So I don't. So he thinks it was canceled. Yeah, that would make sense.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, because I don't think we're going to be talking about this game next Easter.
No, definitely not. A lot. So this might be So it might not be events in this live service game or or sign in bonuses or anything.
Yeah,
that's tough. Each got pushed back to 2025. I mean, Deathstroke looks like he's got pushed to 2025 if he comes out at all. Because if that's what the release cadence is, like 3 to 4 months, he can't come out.
Gotham comes with Deathstroke, right?
Gotham is Lawless.
Oh,
which is weird, but okay. You would think I personally would have associated him with Gotham and like, oh, Gotham map, playable Deathstroke, not Gotham map.
I don't really like
Deadshot's daughter.
It does make sense, but I also don't really associate Deathstroke with Gotham that much. But I get it.
But he's a Batman. He's like one of Batman's
sort of
more famous villains.
Yeah. I know.
Particularly in the Arkhamverse.
Yeah, no, I get that, but he's also kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
I think of Deathstroke for like Teen Titans as much as I do anything else.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I could definitely tell you that more people think of Deathstroke in Gotham than they think of Lawless. Like that's going to be your biggest map. That's like your most interesting map. Like, oh, it's Gotham. We're going back to Gotham, and you're rolling it out with a character that no one knows.
Yeah, they absolutely would be best off to scramble everything and get right to Gotham and get right to Deathstroke. Like, they have to. Like, I understand Miller said, based on what he's been able to kind of find, that like there's like story reasons they can't do it. But we saw their story.
Yeah.
And if it's like that, then no, they can do it. They can do anything they want.
Literally,
there is nothing narratively that matters, and we'll look past it.
Yes, we'll understand. Like if they were planning to bring back the Justice League or whatever, like they might want to speed run that.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah. And only if you can play as them.
Because if all of a sudden, like let's say they push up Deathstroke, right? And they're like working whatever magic they have left behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's season 3 time, and they're like, oh, by the way, Batman is the new playable character. Everybody would be coming back. And they would do it to shoot with a gun. They'd be like, woohoo! Snyderverse is here!
Batman with an AR. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
oh my God, they shot themselves in the foot with this combat.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is bad. Oh my God.
You know what they should do? And honestly,
Thomas Wayne would make more sense.
You know what they should actually do? Like, I know they said all the characters were going to be earnable and whatnot. They should just say, all right, listen, we're pivoting. We're still going to release those characters as earnable, but we're going to put some new characters that we weren't planning on doing, and we're just putting them in the game. We're not like going and doing anything too crazy around them. All right. And you can buy them for $10 and then just start throwing in the Justice League. No narrative. Like, just here you go. Here's Batman. Here's Superman. Enjoy shooting with a shotgun. Here you go. Here's the Flash. He goes kind of fast.
Fuck it.
Make them. They can absolutely just turn them right into, what do you call it? Echoes. Batman could be an echo of Harley. So
holy
people would buy it. People would buy it. I guarantee you, if they just said, listen, we weren't going to do this, but now we are. They're $10. They're just echoes. They don't have like deep like lore and lines and all that. Like, it's not going to be the same. But you guys want to play as these characters? It's Fortnite. Here you go.
Literally just Fortnite.
It's literally just Fortnite.
Literally
like
make
lean
Fortnite.
into it, and just make that money because people would buy them. I guarantee you that I just made them $40 right there.
Oh my god. It might literally be $40 that they make off of this. Jesus Christ, that'd be crazy. I kind of want to see it. That because it'd just be so funny.
You know that people would come in if it'd play the exact same game the exact same way, but as long as they're the Flash, it'll be okay.
I play it for the memes.
Yeah, I mean, like they would happen, and Flash is just an echo. Hell, give him Boomerang's voice.
Don't even get a voice actor.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
even use
like
the voice
when Batman talks, all you hear is Tara Strong.
Oh my god. So they're just skins. They're just basically skins.
They're basically just skins.
They're literally just skins.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, dude. Yeah, release the actual Justice League skins. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, let's do it.
I just saved the game.
JayShockblast, he figured it out. He cracked the code. Suicide Squad is saved.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap it up for this week. I want to get back to some one-on-one time with Stellar Blade. How'd you like it, by the way, Jay?
I was there for a little bit while I was playing, going to find all those Riddler trophies, and I kind of lost track. I'm gonna download the demo and probably play it Sunday or something.
Yeah, I think I think you might want to. I think you'll play it because you say you don't like kind of the Souls games.
No, I'll probably play on the easier mode.
Yeah, play it on story mode, but yeah, because it is kind of like a Soulsy game, even on normal. So, but I enjoyed it, and I mean, this is a game that doesn't need mods because holy the cosmetics, the physics.
Do they jiggle?
Oh yes, they do. They have a lot of next gen physics.
That is the cake, stellar cake
in this game. Definitely, my stream definitely made this game some money. I will say, yeah. I saw someone on Twitter. Someone said they played the demo and canceled their pre-order so that they can get the deluxe edition. It is great. I as legitimately as a game, I am enjoying it. Like the cake aside, I think it's going to be a fun one. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll catch y'all next week. Probably no good news for Suicide Squad, but you know what? Maybe there'll be something to who knows. But I mean, we might even be talking about a shutdown announcement. Anything is possible at this point.
Like Kevin Garnett, anything is possible.
Or we might just be talking about a new skin. So we'll be in that era of the Avengers speed run. So appreciate y'all as usual. Go subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am a casual Avenger.
Shut your filthy mouth, you liar.
I guess I will just settle for being JayShockblast.
Yeah, that's settling is definitely advised, especially if you're lonely. Zip it up and zip it out. Peace and enjoy your stellar cake.